We're going to be continuing the playthrough now. Oh boy. Let me go ahead and get that Factorio soundtrack playing in the background. Let's remember where we were and what we were doing. I don't remember off the top of my head. I do remember checking a few things before we ended off the last stream. One of the things I did note is that my resource production is significantly higher than my old factory. So if we look at my resource inputs and outputs from my old factory versus my new one that I'm working on now, definitely have a huge lead as far as resource production goes, which is great to know. I was worried I was falling behind. I'm actually quite ahead as far as resource consumption or production goes, but we still have a long way to go and a lot of things to do. So today, I think right now I want to build my next space platform and actually go to Vulcanus at this point. Or maybe even work on exploiting all this iron, potentially. We're still working on a few things, it looks like, because this is making steel whenever that goes through. Why isn't this... We're not making longhand inserters. I think we actually were running low on iron. I think that was a lot of our problem. And one of the things I wanted to look into fixing was running out of iron, basically, so... I think that was the main thing. I actually have these both of these iron deposits are getting built out. Once they're built, those will give us resources, but it's going to take time for that to build, so... In the meantime... In the meantime... What I can actually do to help with this process here, it's actually really important we get this taken care of sooner rather than... Well, that's for steel. Steel's less important, I guess. But we are running low on steel. Actually, we have iron, but we have iron and steel right now, actually. Interesting. That makes me wonder why it's taking so long to get these made here. What are we lacking? We're just lacking the bulk inserters to make these faster. Okay, I can work with that. It's easy enough. What we can do up here is go... Locking the regular inserters, like, which means we're probably circuits. But yeah, we're not getting green or red circuits. Mostly green is the problem. Green is lacking the copper wires. Okay, just kind of assessing like what we need to do, and I think this copper source or this copper source. I see water there, which would be nice to build on to claim the resources for myself. Right now I'm thinking resource expansion. That's kind of the name of the game right now, is I just need more stuff, right? That's definitely a lot of the priority at the moment, is just getting more stuff. Did I ever research gates? I apologize, I've been a little under the weather these last couple days here, so I haven't really been to stream. Why is it like... Over? Yeah, it just looks bad. Nice. Just gonna drive up here, hit a couple of rocks, the usual, but I want to see what's up here and what the borders look like. Because if I'm gonna clear out a whole bunch of aliens, I can certainly do that. That's not gonna be a problem, but I want to know where I'm stopping and if it do what I to like clear out a significant portion, you know, make that room factory. Having good choke points, or how far should I actually go? You know, if you go a little bit further, maybe you'll find a better choke point that also lets you get more resources. You know, maybe it's an ambitious expansion and maybe challenging, but it's definitely worth it in turn to do that. Or if the opportunity presents itself realistically. Lots and lots of biters. Lots and decent amount of cliffs here though. Water. It's useful. Copper resource here. But I mean, I'm way far north at this point, so I don't necessarily want to. I can help it. There's a double copper resource though, and it's a big one. It's definitely worth noting. Is certainly not irrelevant. Can I get a tank? Can I make one on? Man, tired of running into trees and stuff. My tank is back home, I guess. There's actually a big iron deposit here too. This is actually a really decent area. Tons of iron, copper, and iron and copper, I guess. 2 coppers in an iron deposit. And there's water. That's another interesting bit here. I actually think I see water on the other side here. I'm actually gonna... I'll put down a small array here for a radar. That should actually power the radar. Can I put down another? Give it like solar panels, maybe. Let this thing scan here in this area. I actually want to keep vision of this. I don't want to go, I can't really go that much farther this way because the rope. But that should help. I'm actually curious though. Honestly, man, I just got my 4K monitor hooked back up, and dude, Factorio looks so good now. The game looks crisp at this point. I don't know if it's streaming for you in 4K. Should double check, but streaming in, it's a 4K for me. It looks so nice, so good. Another small copper deposit. That's decent. Another iron deposit. That is quite good. Although this water source is smaller than I would have expected. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay. Nice. There's an... Oh my goodness. Hold on. Hold on. There's 3 iron deposits. All right here. All in the water. There's also a giant cliff here, which could be useful. Yeah. Let's close off at that. Okay. I actually might make another array here, solar panel, for a radar, and might not be, but I can go for it. It's my robot that was chasing after me forever. He's fine. Well, he's dead, but fine. Actually, I can just go around here. I don't think it's neat to do this. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel research as of right now. I want to stockpile for the time being. Is this a whole big water source? Oh, it is. It's so good. It's a huge water source. Okay, so I mean, you're looking like here up to here, then just collect around there. I mean, that's easy to do. That's easy enough. That's a very visible resource collection area. Look at that. That's absolutely nice. That'll definitely make the resource input of this factory go pretty nuts. Definitely worth its water source. Connect to the source to the south here. Okay, this is where I stop. Don't need to go any further. That being said, even though I'm not going further, I'm still gonna... I'm gonna still put down that array there for the sake of making progress in the long-term scanning. That's a big old biter nest. Holy, that is a big old biter nest. I think I should be able to clear that out. I don't think that's going to be a huge problem. This is promising though, seeing the water. That seems manageable. I'm actually just going to follow it. I'm curious where it goes. I mean, we definitely want to start exploiting these massive sources. Honestly, I'm really curious if that is a peninsula. Oh. Not quite. Not yet. See that yet. This is actually kind of a big find. My boy. Okay. That's an easy grab right there. What's up here? A smidge copper that I'm not gonna. Let's go up. Let's go. It doesn't. Ooh, that's making me happy. It's making me happy. So that means right here, if I put a wall right here, that takes the entirety of this up to like, well, it takes care of all of this. So that's really, really good. I just have to see what's south of this. And right now we're kind of waiting on the robots to build some stuff in the factory right now anyway. Actually, looks like they're doing a... Gee, they did finish. Wonderful. So theoretically, we should actually start to see... Actually, they just finished. Oh, that's good timing then, I guess, on my... So I can see the happening. Sorry if it's a little disorienting, but... There we go. The steel foundry is up and moving. Officially. That's going to bump up the steel production significantly, which should help with a lot of things. Right now, the next issue is absolutely, unequivocally, copper. So right now... I want to make sure that I can produce... I need to actually have this chest filled. This whole chest should be filled with level 2 belts. I'm going to need them at the end of the day. I'm just going to need them. As I'm about to run belts from like all the way up here down, or at least here anyway, and down, which is going to be quite the process. Oh boy, that is exciting though. This area in general is very promising as far as resource collection goes. I'm definitely hyped about this little section up here. I need to see what's down here first before I really decide like where to go. Maybe it'll be even better, maybe it'll be a little bit worse. Got a cliff here. Big water source. Which, that's that northern water course. That is a huge bunch of biters. That's going to be a bitch to get. I don't have nuclear bombs or anything. It's going to be a... water. Okay, we ran into water fairly quickly here. If this is the same body of water... Let's find out. Is this the same body of water that we already see on the map? If it is, we are in luck. If not... It's not quite as good, but I have a feeling it may be. If it is, it's good news. It's looking like this. That means I just grab that, and that's just like everything the light touches is our fucking kingdom. It's so good. Oh, that'd be so nice. Let's take a look here. Yeah, this is definitely the same water source. No way it's not at this point. Okay, that is absolutely astounding. That is amazing news for sure. Is that a green? No, is it? Say, was that a behemoth? Lots of work to do to clear this out, but that is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely. I need to push out... Actually... finish this wall up, we'll have access to all of these resources, which will be very good. That'll be pretty quick and easy, pretty painless on that one. Although I still need to go exploring in this direction, but I'm pretty happy with what we're seeing out. This is going to be a lot of work. It's probably going to take me an hour to fucking clear that shit out, to be honest. I may do that off stream and just record it for myself. That's not necessarily factory building though, is it? So I may do that off stream. But I have a pretty powerful feeling that's going to be what the last expansion that I probably need for Novus in general. I think what we do. I'm gonna actually go back to the factory, grab some ammo, and just start the process of clearing as I'm going. I know what's gonna happen. This is definitely the way forward for sure. Oh my god. How long have I been muted? I've been talking the entire time. That is... Thank you, Phoenix. Okay. Wow, that is interesting. Okay. My entire rant, I don't necessarily want to do that again because save you some effort here, but the factory is looking pretty solid at this point. We're 14 hours deep. We haven't left the planet yet. We have a very good logistics system going. My next concern is that I don't have enough copper, right? So the problem I'm going to solve here, and I know that theoretically, once I get to, like right now, the problem theoretically is actually copper wire. Right? Once you get to Fulgura, you're going to have double production on that, or 50% bonus production on that. Great. Once you get to Vulcanus, you're going to get more production bonuses on that. Great. I want to get this done sooner rather than later. I don't want to wait until I'm on like the other planets to get a factory built up like that, right? So what I'm doing now is I'm just trying to make a mega base on Novus. I think it's going to be very useful for the long term. And so I can use it as a shipyard as well, because if you look at the space map, you'll look at the space map right now or no? So, I don't have any researches done for the next planets over, but that's okay. That's not that big a deal. So the next thing is right now I'm just trying to get copper, which I have a very significantly powerful area that I found that should make this a lot easier. It's just got to be covered up, which is what I'm working on now, clearing out the biters. You can see this area here. This whole... I'm rolling into more biters. This area here is entirely landlocked, right? So as soon as you put like a wall here, and like if you were to put like say a wall here, this whole section is ours. We're looking at copper, iron, a little bit of uranium there, etc. Basically, long story short, I want to see what's up here. I want to see what the options look like over here, and maybe even a little farther over. I want to clear all of this pretty much anyway. And from there, that's whenever we're going to start trying to settle down and start really building the big base. I'm going to probably build like a mega bus that's just going to move the items on belts from one side of the factory to the other. I'm not really a fan of using trains with giant robot factories. I just prefer belts. I don't know. I just prefer it myself personally. So that's the game plan as of right now. Yes. Question answer, hopefully. It's looking pretty good. I know we're definitely going to be sub 40. That's not going to be an issue at all. I looked at my last factory, because my last factory, I was on Vulcanus a lot earlier than I am here, which I was a little concerned about, but I also looked at the global resource statistics. I mean, it's night and day. Like, I'm making... oh, there's another copper here. Oh, it's so good. I'm making so many more resources on this factory than I was on the other one. It's kind of a non-comparison, so I'm not really worried about the timing here. It may seem worse because I'm not, like, on other planets yet, but it's definitely not looking like a problem from the resource management side. Definitely excited about that. Speaking of which... My uranium tank shells almost one-shot these nests, but they don't quite. Just for that. That's going to save me a lot of effort. Let's see. Physical projectile. That takes space science. That's a pain. Okay. I can actually do that, though. As annoying as that is. Let's start that. I don't actually have... I mean, I do have a space platform, but you'll notice that it's kind of fucked. I'm actually going to have these guys stop stuff in. Deliver those down, because I don't want them anymore. I'm also going to... I actually don't have a space... I don't actually have my... what is it called? My rocket launch silo. Actually, I did place them down. Oh, sweet. Okay. I was planning on doing this fairly soon, I think. At least getting this back up and moving. So that should get the rockets up and moving again shortly. That'll be good. And then I'm going to go ahead and start fueling. Just go ahead and make the logistic request now. And for the record, we're not on the experimental version. We do not have platform to platform logistics, unfortunately. I thought about playing on the new experimental, but I figured I would let that whole thing come out shit for streaming purposes and stuff like that. So, and I'm actually going to do myself a favor here as well. You'll see me play this game. I'm sorry if it's a little disorienting for you, but you're gonna see me play this game a lot through this. This is a top-down RTS for me at this point, right? Whenever you have robots building your factory for you, oftentimes you find yourself just letting your robots build your factory for you. It's obviously like the whole point of them, right? So if it gets a little tough to watch at times, I apologize. If I'm moving too fast or you want to know what I'm doing, just ask. I will happily. I mean, if you've seen any of my videos on Factorio in general, I am an educator. I like to teach people how to play this game. I think this game is phenomenal. So if I'm doing something that's a little fast, just let me know. So the plan is to use Novus to produce everything to set up other planets rather than on-site production. Seems way quieter than intended. I'm just a quiet talker, honestly. I can turn it up, but it allows me to not have to be too loud. I can turn it up though, I suppose. It's not that big a deal. But yeah, so I'm planning on using Novus as pretty much my mega factory. Well, one thing that, of course, you'll find pretty quickly is that when you go to new planets, right, I don't want to build a base on that planet. And yeah, I want to have everything ready for that planet to start producing everything I need within like 20 to 30 minutes, right? And for that reality to be true, you pretty much have to send a massive ship with robot frames, power production, you know, resources, everything that you need. All the buildings, everything needs to be made before we get there and on the ship. And if anything, that requires a lot of rockets, right? And that's going to happen multiple times. I'm going to have a large logistics network with those rockets, which is going to require a lot of liftoff, which means this factory needs to be fairly large. That's the plan, right? I want to use, I mean, ultimately, we're going to have to collect the upgrades from those planets, right? We're going to go to Vulcanus. We're going to get access to liquid smelting, which is going to be way more efficient, right? If we can bring calcite in. But once we go to Gleba, we get advanced asteroid processing. We can use, and once we get that, we can leverage the research from Gleba to basically make a whole bunch of space platforms, because, you know, Novus is producing a ton of resources, right? And we can make basically a free calcite farm up in space that basically just works off of, actually might die here. That works basically just off of the asteroids that it collects up in space, right? So that's the objective. That's the long-term vision here. I want to be on Aquilo by hour 30. I want to be ready and on a planet on Aquilo at hour 30 with multiple ships, at least 2 large ships, capable of flying back and forth to Aquilo at any time. I have 15 hours to do that. That's plenty of time. I mean, you know this game, your objectives are pretty exponential, right? You'll find yourself doing things faster the longer that you're in it to win it. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. But that's the that's the vision right now, right? Is to have Novus fuel everything else. And kind of deal with everything else as an afterthought and use it to upgrade Novus as we go. But it just seems to be the easier place to deal with stuff, especially because we've already been here, you know. I want to settle down. Whenever I get to Vulcanus, Vulcanus can be an absolute fucking powerhouse if you want it to be, right? But I want Vulcanus to be a powerhouse as soon as I get there. I don't want to have to take the time to make the factory on Vulcanus work. I want to be able to go there, pretty much copy and paste down a couple of arrays of robots, put 3,000 robots on that planet near immediately, kill my first Devastator or Demolisher, and go from there. Like, that's, I want that to be done lickety split. That's the plan, right? That's the dream. But we will see how that plays out. I have a feeling we're going to do a pretty good job at it. I've played through, oh my god, I keep almost killing myself with my own shells. How obnoxious. But that's the objective, and I think it's very, very achievable, for sure. And like I said, I've said this in the past, this is definitely not a speedrun worthy time, right? Obviously, I mean, people complete Space Age in 8 hours. I'm way past that at this point. The main objective of this playthrough is to just show what Space Age looks like from start to finish, what the meaningful progression can look like, especially on a robot-centric factory, because my factory is very robot-centric. I don't use trains. I pretty much built everything around, and I use robots to move it. That's just how I prefer to play the game. That's just what I do. And so hopefully we should be able to get a very God, there's so many biters. Jeez, what a pain. We should be able to get a pretty solid few videos out of that, some just taking the step-by-steps, but I wanted to stream all of it as well, and I wanted to stream it all so that you guys can either ask me questions in real time, or you know, I at least have the VODs on the channel for you guys to watch if you guys ever want to go back and, because I mean, obviously videos are edited, right? You're not going to see everything, but if you want to see certain processes or hear more about my trains of thought, because I'm not going to give my full train of thought to every single I mean, the video only can be so long, right? And so my full train of thought isn't going to be there, and so that's what the stream is for, right? Is to give that capability for you guys. Anyway, ranting. Yeah, things are looking great. I have a plan. I think it's going very well. I think we got this for sure. I almost ran into a cliff. I've lost, by the way, multiple tanks at this point in my playthrough, and I am getting really tired of losing them. So I power armored this thing up. I just put a whole bunch of modules on it to hopefully make this a little bit easier for me. It's actually really cool that they gave the tank an equipment grid. I don't know if that's always been a thing. I'm pretty sure it isn't, but it's pretty cool that they did that. All right, we have a solid start on the clear here. I'm gonna start heading. Sounds like a plan. I typically try to get Vulcanus around 12 hours to get the productivity from the miners and foundries. Yeah, I think my last playthrough, I was on Vulcanus with the functional planet around that time, and I definitely like that plan. But I'm gonna try something a little different. I think this playthrough's focus is gonna be Gleba. I'm spitballing to myself. I hate Gleba, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure most people fucking hate Gleba, right? I'm trying to talk myself into... Right now I'm building the factory on Novus. I'm trying to talk myself into building the factory on Gleba. As much as I hate to hear myself say that, because Gleba is just miserable for me, I just don't like it. That's something I want to try to do. Nice little here. But I think for Gleba to function as a long-term self-sustaining factory, it needs a lot of resource input, which is tough. You can get the resources on Gleba itself, but from what I've seen, and of course I haven't done any, I have never, ever made copper and iron resources on Gleba. I have never done it. I always bring everything I need for Gleba or send it over. I don't do Gleba. I just don't. And so my hope is that if I can actually supply it with resources, or maybe I want to try actually building a real factory on Gleba, like that produces its own resources, etc. Because, and the main reason why I want to try that is because the science being on Gleba would be very convenient for a lot of reasons, right? Because obviously you need to, I'm sure you're all aware, your science packs for Gleba, they spoil, right? But more importantly than them just spoiling, they become less potent as they get closer to spoiling. So even if you are fairly efficient with moving your science packs from one planet to the other, you're going to see yourself still only getting like 30 to 50%, maybe 30 to 60% if you're really fast in a late game factory. 30 to 60% of your science will get through. It's actually, this is a huge lake. It's so weird. Okay. 30 to 60% of your science is pretty much all you're going to get from Gleba, which is a pretty sizable neg in my opinion. And I don't really like that, especially because in the late game text, you need a decent amount of Gleba science. And I've always kind of wanted that. That said, the biolabs or 2x production only work on Novus? Really? Actually don't know. That's a good question. I don't usually... Oops. They build them here? Shit. That's a good point. It's a pain. You know what? You talked me out of it. I don't want to build on Gleba anymore. God, I needed an excuse not to do it. I do not want to build on Gleba. That shit is awful. If I need an excuse, if I needed one, I have one. I do not want to build on Gleba. That is just not fun for me. That should get that. Oh, thank God. I didn't want to build on Gleba anyway. What a nightmare, dude. Gleba is just not fun. I don't know what it is, man. I don't like dealing with the aliens on Novus to begin with. And so dealing with the constant fight to exist on Gleba is just so unfun for me. I'm not very good at it either, and so I'll often spend 2 or 3... Like, I'll probably rebuild the Gleba factory multiple times over the course of the playthrough. It happens every time. I'm actually really hopeful that this is that same water source. I bet it is. If that's the case, it should actually be pretty easy to just fill in the gaps here. That'd be nice. Damn, that's such a pain. I didn't realize the biolabs only worked on Novus. That's fun. Any tips on Ful's time for Fulgura? Arrived recently and it was too overwhelming. Fulgura is by far my favorite planet. I fucking love Fulgura. I actually considered making it exclusively like a dramatic video exclusively about Fulgura. And right now I'm waiting for ammo, by the way, if you wonder what I'm doing. I wanted to make the video on Gleba, or on Fulgura, because it's my favorite. And Fulgura, as a tip, everything that you need, you should be able to get on Fulgura. My first thing I usually do when I get there, especially because, and this is also going to come with a grain of salt, because I'm a robot user. My robots do everything for me, right? My robots bring me resources, they move my resources, etc. On Fulgura, power's not really an issue. Power storage is an issue. So what I'll always do is the first thing I do is I walk around. I don't build in the first area. I walk and I explore until I find as big of an area as possible. And what I'll do as well is I will, I can actually probably pull up a save and show you just really, really quick. So I want to stay on topic, and I will rant about Fulgura if given the chance. So I'll try to keep this very brief. So what I'll do on Fulgura is I will look for a place that has multiple islands close enough together that my robots can reach each other. This is required for me. I will have them move the resources for me. The pain in the ass about Fulgura in particular is that you have to deal with all of the trash. For me, that's why robots here are a no-brainer. It makes this planet manageable. I cannot imagine doing this with belts. This planet is so tile-specific and tile-dense, you need to make sure that you're using every square available. And with that, robots just do it better, in my opinion. Right, so for right now, my factory's not moving at the moment because it's not getting any, any scrap. It's not getting any scrap because the stuff is full, right? So here's a fun fact for you. If I say, for example, decide, you know what, I have a huge excess of this is why I use robots for this, right? If let's say I decide I have a huge excess of, like, I don't need uncommon stone. I have quality modules in these because I was using that for stuff for this save, but you know what, I don't need quality stone. I'm just gonna put it inside this, and this recycler is just gonna eat it. So this item is gonna disappear, and if it outputs it again, the robots will just move it back. So these robots will constantly move back and forth until all of this resource is exhausted. It's not usually a problem if you're not doing, what's it called? Quality stuff. It's not as big of a problem. But my tip, definitely, just use robots. It solves every problem. That's the answer to every question in this game. Just use robots. It's literally that easy. But the main thing here, even if you don't want to use robots, that's fine, is to the resources you don't need, just feed them back into the system, into a recycler that just gets rid of them. You can even do a recycler setup that looks like this. So for example here, if I say put in like this exact same thing, right, where I just want the stone, what it's going to do is it's going to take the stone, put it in to here, and then this stone is going to, if the 25% chance rolls that it keeps this stone, it's going to output it into here, which is then going to process it again, and if it rolls a 25% chance, it just spits it back in this one, which is processing it anyway. This is an item dump, essentially. That will probably help you get rid of some of those miscellaneous items, because you will overproduce on ice, you will probably overproduce on stone until you get really deep. You're never going to get enough holmium, that's just a fact. You're going to want all those blue circuits, because blue circuits are super valuable and you get tons of them here. You're going to want to process as many as you can and send them up. So, I know I kind of rant a lot, especially when it comes to Fulgura. This planet is by far my favorite. Yes, I agree. Fulgura's gas for supplying Aquilo has the concrete, blue chips, everything. This planet is by far the best. I actually have a save, my save, like, I like to use a circuit condition that automatically puts stuff from recycler outputs back into the input if there's more than 50 of the type of item. That's smart. I have not used greater levels of intellect to learn how to what's it called, how to use circuits. I have never used a circuit in this game. I just don't do it. This is what my Fulgura looks like on another save. Like, you'll notice that I explored a lot looking for the big one, right? The big island that gave me the space I needed to do everything I wanted to do. I recommend it. It's definitely worth doing the extra exploration to actually get what you're looking for. Fulgura is a 10 out of 10 planet, by far my fave. Can't express joy enough regarding it. It's awesome. I fucking love Fulgura. I think Gleba is obviously my favorite. Aquilo is cool, but it's just too hard. Obviously, I mean, it's meant to be incredibly challenging. Aquilo is very cool in concept, and I love the challenge it presents, but it's not fun. It's not meant to be fun, though. It's meant to be the challenge, so I get it. But yeah, that's that. I definitely think Vulcanus and Fulgura are by far my favorite planets, other than Novus. Fulgura first, Gleba last. Yeah, definitely. As fun as it is to run over bugs, I don't really care for Novus too much. I mean, it's our home planet, sure, but not really. I'm not attached to my home planet that much anyway, so it don't matter that much to me. But right now, we're gonna go back to the original save we were playing here. Yeah. Robots answer all questions, and if you're not familiar with robots, like what robots look like in bulk, I do actually have a video on the channel that actually has a lot of views, like 100-something thousand views. It's basically just a robots tutorial. If you want to know, check that out. If you're not familiar with robots and like their use cases, their limitations, the problems and the problems they solve, I recommend it for sure. Because robots definitely, they seem like a catch-all solution, but they're not. They definitely have problems. Problems that you can work around just like any other factory problem, but they definitely have problems. So definitely worth weighing the pros and cons of times. I don't really care to use trains. I just, I don't know, I prefer to power through it most of the time with robots just because I'm a robot diehard fan. I don't know, that's just what I like to do. But the key to Fulgura for me was just like, I loved scrapping stuff. I play a lot of Eve, and honestly, I love buying people's rat loot and just recycling it into usable material and like making spaceships out of it. It's so fun. Like, scrap material is always fun to me, like scrapping stuff. So Fulgura is a 10 out of 10 for me. I don't know, maybe it's just like a little bit of the gambling too, you know what I mean? Because you can roll quality. So if you put qualities in those recyclers, you'll destroy the item. And sometimes when you destroy it, it comes out again 1/4 of the time. And sometimes that item has a higher quality. So if you have like a million iron plates and you need higher tier iron plates, just stick some quality modules in there and send it and hope you get some good stuff out of it. It's a lot of fun. You barely know how to use them. Oh, yeah, definitely check it out. It's not super long. And using robots will change your factory forever. It turns a very manual game into a top-down RTS, which is very fun to me, honestly. I enjoy it. It may not be for everybody, but I definitely enjoy it. Because, like, for example, here, like, you just copy and paste. For the record, okay, so for this playthrough in particular, you'll notice that I will not be using blueprints. I don't really care to. I don't like to. I don't like copying and pasting builds from one save to the next. So I will not be using any blueprints. I will copy and paste religiously, but I will not use blueprints from other saves. I don't know. I think it just stifles innovation. That's my personal opinion. Don't at me. It may be a hot take, but whatever. I have very strong opinions on using blueprints. I don't know why, but I do. I'm not like some kind of Factorio elitist, I guess. Maybe I am. Who knows? Well, we're all Factorio elitists. I mean, that's the whole point of this game. We're supposed to be obnoxious and efficient. That's the whole point. I low-key never leave the map view once there's bots on a planet. Dude, that's not even low-key. That's high-key. That's just facts. I mean, why would you? I mean, you played the game basically from the map. It's so good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I really do. It's awesome. Yeah, this is probably the most manual part of this factory that I will be participating in for a while, is killing the aliens. And I could automate this, theoretically, using the robots. It's not good at it, though. It's very not good at it. Because I've definitely tried it before, where I've had my robots go out there and, like, build defenses, like, next to the nest. Can it work? Yes. Is it very resource intensive because a lot of shit just dies? Yes. Very resource intensive. Can it be done? Oh, well, technically, yeah. I actually considered making a video at one point, and it's something that I still have on my radar to do, so no one copy me, please, okay? And it's a genius plan, alright? I thought about it. Making a video where, like, imagining that a hive, like a robot hive, like a rogue drone robot hive, was the last thing left on the planet after a disaster. And so the game is played exclusively with robots, no player input at all. Of course, there are some things you have to do to set that up properly. Some things you have to, like, start with in order for that to work, right? But I think it'd be really cool just to have like a colony, like a rogue drone hive built exclusively with robots. I think that'd be really cool to do. It's something that I've been spitballing to myself for a while, but I'm not really good at actually making videos, so I struggle to actually let myself do it. But it's definitely something that I want to do someday. Yeah, sounds like fun. I kind of agree on blueprints. I'm fine with copying and pasting from your own builds, but I draw the line at downloading other builds. It just, man, I don't blame people for doing that, especially because, like, you know, new players, this game is about efficiency at the end of the day, right? Like, you want to do theoretically what's efficient, and someone who hasn't put, you know, 1,000+ hours probably hasn't found the most efficient build for their preference. Because it does come down to preference at times, right? Different use cases for different things and preference. Of course, there's always, like, the quote-unquote meta thing to do. But this factory has a new setup I've never used to smelt steel before. I've never built it like this, and I did it the first time on the save. Where is it at? Oh, here it is. I think it's actually quite neat. So, of course, your fuel comes in here, which I definitely apparently need to fix for this portion here, because that's a problem. But what it does is it'll take the iron, puts it into this furnace, puts it under an underground belt, which just passes it over to the steel, and then passes it out. And, of course, the coal here is grabbed by longhand inserters and just pours into both, right? And then it spits it out. Like, is it the most efficient thing to do? Probably not. I don't know. I think it actually looks really clean, and that's the thing is, like, if I was using blueprints, oh, we're completely out of coal here. If I was using just blueprints though, I never would have built that. You know what I mean? And I feel like that just kind of ruins the game for me because you use the same build every time. This game has incredible replayability, but I don't think that that's the way I want to go about it personally. So I don't judge if people use them, but it's just not my deal. Starts the game with Roboport and solar panels and some basics, no player. That's what I'm thinking, right? You have to research some key technologies, but I think it'd be a really fun concept to try out. I mean, it's going to be a slow playthrough, a very slow playthrough, but at the end of the day, right, like the whole point of robots is the scalability, right? Robots is where you stop being limited by your time and you're using their time. You know, it's kind of like owning a business. Like, you know, I could go make burgers, but if I can pay people to make burgers for me and I make a profit, why wouldn't I just do that? You know, it's scalable. Hello, Bunder. How are you doing? And so I think that'd be a really fun, for sure, a really good video idea. That's I've spitballed, like I said, to myself, but haven't gotten there yet. I've actually made a save that kind of has that setup because I recorded the initial footage of it, like of a nuclear disaster happening, which I think was pretty cool. But I don't know. I don't know how to edit well enough to feel like I make it look good. And that's kind of what I'm really worried about. But I know, like, I understand that if you just, you know, always try to make it perfect, you're never gonna do it. So you got to do it first, then make it good. I get that concept, but I don't know. I struggle a lot with that in particular. I think we're looking pretty good here on this front. I'm just gonna like Oop. Oop. As well. Are we not connected here? Oh, no. Okay, copy this. Let's paste it across here. Am I making landfill? Probably not. I had to guess. I like your factory. Hey, thanks. Me too. This is awesome. We're doing a pretty good job here. The robots are doing their job, and that's all I can ask. My unpaid employees, my thousands and thousands of unpaid interns. That's not how business is conducted, then no, what's the point? Yeah, I definitely don't like the prospects of going farther on this side of the map. I don't think I care to. I think stopping here is definitely... So that's what I'm gonna... Actually, I can probably help them start this process here. How many roboports do I got? I'll let them deal with this for now. We're almost done clearing out the portion of the map that I... Well, that's actually so untrue. Oh my god, I have so many robots to kill. Or so many aliens to kill. What a pain. I actually want to stop doing what I'm doing right now. And the main... I should be exploiting this copper. This copper needs to be the hell of a priority right now. Let's go ahead and fix that for myself, shall we? I really should not be putting off getting this copper source up. I collect everything. Go, my robots. My pal wants me and him to 100% Factorio, and I'm terrified. Honestly, 100%ing Factorio isn't that bad. I definitely had to put some time into it, but honestly, I found the Prometheum to be one of the last things I did. But the 40-hour playthrough, this video that I'm planning on making regarding this specific thing I'm streaming right now, and I'm also recording all this, right, is to also, as a secondary thing, show people, like, if you want the rarest achievements in Factorio, this is like one of them, right? Like the 40-hour playthrough for Space Age. You can get it. It's definitely doable, and I'm going to show you how I did it step by step, right? Like, this is the priorities, this was the mindset, this is how I did it. That's what this video is going to end up being in the long term. It's definitely doable. The hardest achievement, I think, for me was the Prometheum. I don't know why. And Lazy Bastard is also really annoying. Actually, another one of the annoying ones was killing the first alien nest on Novus with artillery. Now, keeping in mind, I play on basic seeds. I don't like to make changes to them or make edits, but like if you honestly just like push the aliens super far back out of your spawn, that one's not even that challenging. You can take care of that one easy peasy. Lock in Phoenix. IMO, the most difficult part is getting a train in 90 minutes while also getting Lazy Bastard. That's tough. Don't give him ammunition, please, sir. What do you mean? I need to go get some ammo and then we can go from there. I also need to actually start making my resource runway south. Is there a problem here? I'm gonna turn my personal logistics on. That's gonna piss my robots off a lot. It's okay. So I'm gonna copy and paste this here. Where is this going? Where are we dropping, boys? I'm thinking right here might not be a bad spot. Actually, this is the perfect spot. The reason why, I actually want this logistics system to be disconnected from the rest. I'll work on that. You'll see why in a minute. But yeah, I want to disconnect. I want to keep this one outside of the main network because I want to have the robots in that system work on something specific for me in this smelting, and I'm going to have the resources that are smelted. So one of the problems, and I think I talk about it in my robots video, is I think I may have glanced over also, by the way, your message or Phoenix. Lazy Bastard was definitely real. That was tough because I wanted to do something, but I just felt like I couldn't. I was just kind of standing there. Keeping your hands clean is also somewhat annoying early game. Once you unlock lasers, it's fairly easy to spawn champ the biters and keep the pollution from expanding, though. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, what I did for that achievement was I just kept my pollution as low as possible. Like right now, for example, I'm running efficiency modules and everything. Do I need to? No. Should I be running productivity? Probably. But I prefer to run efficiency because it keeps my pollution down, and that means I don't have to bother with getting attacked by biters constantly. I have a pretty sizable factory, but I'm not actually producing a ton of pollution because I'm using nuclear and I have a lot of efficiency modules. So it's definitely helping. For sure. I definitely think that that's just one of the things that I prefer to do. That's how I managed to do it. But 100%ing Factorio is super fun. It's gonna take time. That's just how Factorio is. There's a lot to do, but it's fun doing it for sure. I definitely am glad. I never 100% games. I just don't do it. I don't care to. Having this idea of completionism isn't really something that I have personally. I just never really have for video games in general. However, with Factorio in particular, that was not the case, and I really wanted to 100% it. It was the only game that I ever thought to myself, this is the one. This is the game that I want to 100%. And I mean, I don't regret it. It was awesome. I definitely learned a lot and I had a good time doing it. There's a fucking cliff in the middle of this. I don't think it mattered. I think I still have the room. Roboport there. Lines up. Tree. And then we'll just copy. Are we still close enough to the logistics system for them to build that, or do I need to go and do that myself? I'm going to stop killing aliens for now. I need to go focus on getting this copper resource up and moving. That's by far the priority at the moment. What other games do I play? I play a lot of random shit. To be honest, I'm just going to hit. I'm preparing it. I play, how many billions of bots do I have? Holy. We currently are running about 9,000 at peak, but right now we only probably run about 3,000 or 4,000 at a time. Right now we're running, yeah, 10,304. Speaking of which, they should stop producing new robots. I think we're good for now. Let's stop that. Thanks for actually helping me catch that. I did not need to be running that many robots right now. I didn't really want to build that. I just wanted to build the roboports, but... Oh, but yeah, 10,000. 10,000 robots is the number you're looking for. I'm actually going to start them on the process here, because I know this is going to take a while for them to build. First of all, I can't see shit. I'm wanting this to come down to probably about... That was a bad idea, to be honest. We'll fix this up, but this is kind of the idea I'm looking for here. Sorted. Down with that. Yeah, I was kind of ambitious. I don't know, it was me being dumb. Alright, this is good though, right there. That'll do. Alright, so yeah, I want to run this to... It's good. We'll run this. Am I going the wrong way here? I certainly am. There we go. How many, need some trains in the mixer? No, I don't like trains. I don't know what it is. I just don't like them. I am a robots aficionado through and through. I dislike trains. I can't really tell you why. I guess my preference is just the consistency of robots. Right, I'm not waiting for trains to come in to drop off resources. And while once you have enough trains, it's not as relevant, right? I don't know. I prefer to have my robots constantly moving items. I feel like it just lets me have more real-time statistics on what I'm actually doing. It's just my preference. I don't really care for trains, which is really weird for a Factorio player, right? I use them occasionally, but I find belts kind of just move everything anyway, so who cares, you know? Like, especially because now we can... Belts are up to 4x speed, right? And you can stack them? Why do I even need trains anymore? Like, ever? You know, other than for fluids. I do use trains for fluids, though. I will admit. I will concede defeat on trains with fluids. I will always use them for my fluids. Because it's... Oh, that... I actually, you know what? I say that. I lie. Because I built a giant pipeline just kind of... for funsies. I thought it was kind of cool looking. I don't know. I know it's dumb and it doesn't work like that. But I built like a oil pipeline that was 3 wide just for the aesthetic. Yeah, I don't know. That was probably not the play there, but I don't know. I thought it was funny. And no, I don't have the train autism. My autism is the robot autism. That is the autism that I was granted with when it comes to Factorio. I'll take it though. It ain't too bad. I don't know. It just never really sat with me. I'm actually going to connect up. I am going to temporarily connect the logistics system. This will need... Someone needs to remind me in like 3 days whenever I stream this again sometime to fix this. Because I do not want these permanently connected. This is not what we want at all. But for now, I will connect these. And that should at least get the rest of these queued. Once they're done building the belt. Also, I need to actually go through here and fix this, because they're not going to build undergrounds whenever you copy and paste in bulk like that. It only does it whenever you build individuals like this. You can't click drag to get them to build it appropriately that way. You're a barbarian? Yeah, maybe. I brute force my way through it with just making more robots. I enslave my population to do it all for me. That's just my preferred way to play. I like to crack the whip. Why would I need to have a train do it when I can just say, 5,000 more robots! Get over there! Do your job! Stop slowing down! You know, I don't know. The pipeline is barbaric. Yeah, okay, maybe. Opposite here, long pipes are super easy in 2.0. I mean, yeah, you just put like a what? You just put like a pipe, and then you're pretty much done with that. But the pipeline is hilarious. I know, it was really funny. But do you ever get to a point where you can't supply enough ore belting it across the universe? No, because you got to keep in mind these belts are permanently consistent, right? As long as these things are mining, right? It's gonna push in, and as long if you ever like, let's say like right now, for example, I'm not getting enough throughput, just make the belt wider, you know, just add more belts to it. You need to be able to prepare for that expansion, you know. And so I have like the iron. Originally I didn't have this, or this is a new array that I had to build because I wasn't making enough iron, and so I just added a new section to it. And so that's the, I mean, that's just standard Factorio stuff, right? Like, you know, if you're struggling to get the resources you need, you just expand. And that's, instead of building like having more trains and stuff, having more network, because I suck at making train network signals. I can't make a train network to save my fucking life. I don't know what it is. I don't touch circuits and I don't touch trains. I've tried so many times to try to get a network of trains that works, and I cannot for the life of me do it. No bus is stressing me out. Yeah, there is no bus here. The only primary bus here is for resources in particular. Because, like, yeah, I just have, like, the copper coming in here randomly. Because the robots move everything for me, right? That's the best part. Like, I don't have to worry about a big bus in the middle of the factory and then, like, moving items from thing to thing. These, for those of you who don't use robots a lot, just really brief here, right? Because I have a whole video on this, so I'm not going to get too deep into it, because this is technically, quote-unquote, a timed run, but whatever. The belt takes the copper, the middle is carnage. Oh, I love it, dude. It's so funny. It's an ant colony at the end of the day, right? This picks up the iron ore. The robots pick up the iron ore and take it to this requester chest. This requester then, of course, feeds it into the copper, which smelts the copper, right? And this copper gets picked up for whatever the fuck it needs in the factory. Most of the time, it's copper wires. And so you see this request here for copper wires, or for copper plates for the copper wires. Once that's made, they'll put into this chest, which the robots have access to move it to, say, something like this, which is the green circuits, which requests both steel or iron and this, right? Imagine trying to get the logistics embargo achievement. I don't actually remember that one. What is that? I'm checking the achievements right now. Is that like where you can't use robots to beat the game? You have to launch the rocket without using robots or something? I don't remember. I'm looking right now. Logistics network embargo. Finish research with space science for the base game, or a planetary science pack for Space Age without building any active provider, buffer, or requester. Yeah, that was pretty tough. Yeah. I have a save that was kind of dedicated to it. No spaghetti, at least. Yeah, right. And surprised the bitrate holds up. I'm glad it looks good for y'all, too. I was really worried it wouldn't. So I'm glad to hear that it's looking good. Also, how is this looking here? We moving copper? Wait, do we not? Oh, it's not in. Of course, there's like one section of this whole fucking thing that's not in the logistics. Where's that at? I fixed that. Should. Cool. Yep. Back to the mayhem here. They're bringing the copper all the way out here. Oh my god. And this is why we want to make sure that we fix this later and make sure that they don't have access to this shit. Actually gonna delete this. Move this to right. So I can copy and paste this without getting that as well. Delete this because it's in my way. Build that. Okay. Oh, boys. Oh, boys. Oh, no. My robots. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, no, no. Come back. Those resources are for me. Let the main robots work. That's their job, not ours. It is their job to fix my Large mistakes. Alright, and I honestly, one of the fun achievements for me was I Am Machine. That was really fun. I definitely liked that one a lot. Like making the full like tier 5 armor with all tier 5 or was it tier 4, I guess? Or no, because tier 0, tier 1. Anyway, all legendary equipment in the legendary mech suit. That was fun. That was awesome. I very much respect it though. Seems to be working pretty well. I'd say it's doing pretty okay for sure. How do you design your space platforms? IMO might want to start doing that now so I can fill up the background and be ready to go. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I definitely plan on doing that soon. That's going to be on my list of things to do as soon as I get my copper issue fixed. Right now, I can't let myself get distracted again, as far as like what I'm doing. Of course, I'm distracted all the time talking to you guys and whatever, but right now, my main thing is I need to get my copper ore fixed. That is by far my biggest issue. And then I'm planning on actually building my space platform and getting the fuck out of here. I have shit to do. But, yeah, I totally agree with you, though, for sure on that. Let's put that. Oh, my robots, my lovely robots. Look at them all go. They're so good. The little ants. Build this factory. Alright, and then what we really do is we just go... We're gonna skip this song. I don't even know how well you guys can even hear the music. I'm skipping. I have the Factorio soundtrack playing in the background, but... Alright. Go from here... I guess I can have let's help with this. There we go. That should theoretically be everything. As soon as we see... Oh, we're actually about to see the first copper. Let's go! Oh, missed one here. It's another one? Missed a couple. I think that'll fix that. Sorry, this burns your eyes probably. That looks good to me. I think that's everything. Okay. Legendary routine was such a grind for me. Just hundreds and hundreds of recyclers melting and recasting pipes and low density structures. Yeah, I think I did mine with I need to disconnect the system. No more. Disconnect. That being said, I actually need bring me 1,500 500 logistics robot. We can just go ahead. Still in logistics, no. This is annoying. Bring me 1,000 logistics. 500. I at least need a solid percentage here. I think for me, I did the, I spammed the belts, I think was what I did. The tool belts. This one. What is it? Like, carbon fiber? Yeah, I just spammed that and just ran it straight through recyclers because it was cheap. And there was a 3x1. Somehow not as much of a grind as the 20 million circuits, though, made a dedicated build on Vulcanus that just dumped him into lava. That's funny. I actually got that one. I mean, I've been playing Factorio for a long time, but that was definitely one that I just kind of got naturally over time. I mean, hell, if you even look at this factory, this is like, what, a 12-hour-old factory? 14-hour-old factory? We've produced 1 million circuits. I mean, this factory isn't even, like, specialized for that, you know? So I just kind of got it passively over my playthroughs. How far we've fallen from grace. 6,000 was the peak. Down to 3,000. It's such an awful. My rarest achievement is a legendary quality module 3. Definitely, I used Fulgura specifically to facilitate my needs for the quality achievements. That was definitely the play. I definitely was pretty happy that I chose to do that. By far one of the smarter decisions I made regarding the grind. What am I doing again? Right. Where are my robots? Are you guys bringing me hundreds of robots? Good. Very good. Actually, did I just see that? Fast circuits in the system right now. It's because we're out of circuits. So, okay. Story time, or I guess class. Class is in session for this. So the reason why I'm actually separating this logistics system is I'm about to start requesting copper, right? This copper ore is being requested. Problem, this copper ore is being requested from these chests, ideally, because this is putting them into passive providers. The problem is, this passive provider, like this has like a request for 20 copper ore. If it doesn't have 20 copper ore, and the ore is being grabbed from these chests too quickly, maybe it slows down, and trust me, this happens literally all of the time, the robots will fly from here, picking up the copper ore, and flying their ass out here to make the copper plates, and then fly the copper plates back to the factory. It's not worth it. Don't do it. Don't let them do that. They're fucking stupid, okay? They will do it if you let them. So we have to work around them, and by making a separate logistics system that is that basically doesn't connect. We don't want this to connect with the main factory. And what we'll do to get our copper plates out of it, we'll just put down a whole bunch of don't have any inserters. We'll put down a whole bunch of requesters that will just request the copper plates, and then those copper plates will just get fed onto a belt, which will get pushed down into the factory, then picked back up again later. It seems a little convoluted. I promise it's not that bad. But that's what we're gonna do here, right? So we're gonna go 1, 2. We only need like, I think, for a full belt. 5 will do. Fine. And we'll just go here, plus copper plates. That's like 200. No matter how many there are, that number is gonna be full the entire time anyway. Fast and fast. Boom. It's not symmetric. Oh yeah, that looks good. Oh, that looks fire. Alright, cool. And then, same process as before. We just gotta get this down into the factory in a fair manner, which sounds like it might be challenging than I'd like to say, but nah, we'll just run it down. We'll run it probably this way, then down. It's a little dumb, but we'll get it there either. It's not super important how it gets there ultimately. It just matters that it gets there. I'm gonna need way more. Give me hundreds of inserters. Yes. And I'm actually gonna just be an idiot for now, so that I actually build this belt. I need this belt and stuff built. And we will go. Right. Sorry, Forest. Sorry. Need to be able to see, and I can't see very well. Robots for doing. Rockets are ready to go. Right. Did I start making space science? I should have. No rockets? Okay, dude. Whatever. I should start making space science. I thought I set that up hours ago, but okay. Let's move this here, make sure everything stays connected. And See, look at that. They're all carrying copper ore to like the most random fuck-ass place because I have this connected right now. I'll be disconnecting this shortly, but for now, it's a little system that we're running. Turn off. Let's do this. Get everything else built that we need to build. Should be good now. I shouldn't really have too many problems getting what I need finished here. Let's go ahead and put down what fast inserters we can. I think that's most of them. It's good to me. All right. Yep, beautiful. So now they're requesting all those level 2, they're requesting all those copper plates. This looks fully built out, so I can disconnect this from the system again. So now all the robots, there's 2,000 robots and 500 construction robots in this system. That is far too many, but whatever. Actually, where are the construction robots? I want to have way too many. And I know, I know there's a long queue right now, a long line here at the old recharging point factory. That'll fix itself in like a few minutes. I'm not super worried about that, so don't that if you see it happen. That'll correct itself shortly. Although 2,000 robots in this system is far excessive, just beyond what we actually need here. But either way, that's because there's these idiots that are just slowly making their way by. Okay, cool. Let's run this down. I think it's really funny that my pipeline that I built was described as barbaric. That's so funny. I thought it was hilarious to me. Wait, I'm under attack? Bitch! They built a nest right there. I'll deal with that in a minute. It's annoying. Okay. And then this should get all of this copper into the system. It's not efficient because I will say this right here in particular is going to be a little inefficient, and that's mostly just because we're going to be inputting, or rather outputting, I guess it'd be inputting the copper plates technically in this sense, inputting the copper plates into the system in a very far away position from the mall, from the actual production area, which is definitely a pain. It's not that big of a deal, but it definitely does draw extra power for that reason. And I know I'm going to start needing to up my power production soon anyway. I don't think that should be a problem. But I will tell you right now, my factory is going to very much appreciate this upgrade. We need the copper so bad right now, isn't it? That should really, really help a lot. How's this going over here? Did we place the... Where are those robots at? He's replacing them. Oh, they're on there. This asshole is messing up my copper supply. I need to go deal with them. Okay. I think I've pretty much done the main things that I really wanted to... I need to put down. That's the problem. Gives them more places to charge, so hopefully this charging problem doesn't persist in the long term. Because I mean, they only have so many places they can charge. I mean, this problem will fix itself in the long term anyway, but this is fine. We're currently at the very peak of our power production, so we're gonna have to fix that shortly, but this fixed too, yeah, we laser that fucker down. Oh, it's up here. Laser him down. So that's definitely gonna be... I will have to... I still need to go through and... Why did this not keep getting built? What happened here? Oh. Bro. Now it'll work. Thanks, game. There. Game's just fucking me over. Because I need this wall to be built so that this doesn't happen somewhere else. I need to get this area secured, which is going to be great. So, okay. Next up. How is this looking? It's looking good? It's looking great. Thousands and thousands of copper plates. And in fact, I don't actually know... Let's actually take a look here. Oh yeah, there it is. It's happening. We're re-peaking on that electric circuits, which is good. Yep. Just going to really need to get more copper production because we peaked at actually 12,000 per minute. Actually, is that accurate? Yep, our permanent peak at copper was 12,000 per minute, and we are absolutely exceeding that now. Right now, up to 15k. Perfect. So, oh, unselectable power pole. Bro, I know. It's so annoying sometimes dealing with the trees and stuff, but... You know, that's what I get for not just removing every tree in the game. I should just remove every tree in the game. That's the answer to that problem. Let's be honest here. Just get rid of them all. I'm really glad I haven't started getting, like, attacked on the other sides. This is why I'm so glad I use, like, efficiency mod. Okay. Are we making space science yet? Or not anymore. Iron. On the way. Does that mean that... No. What seems to be the problem here? We should have launched this rocket ages ago. Oh my god, it's getting... Why is that even there? Why is there even a... Whatever. Over it. Okay. I don't know why that was outputting into a... Not smelting iron on platform. Not right now. I will later, but not right now. I will probably smelt iron on platform later, but for the initial one, just for the science production, I don't bother. It's not really... Because it takes so much... I built this like as soon as I possibly could to get my science for the robots. So this was an incredibly small platform. I didn't want to have to make a big platform in order to do this. This is very small. It just needs its own, it just needs a, what's it called? An iron input. And then it works from there. But this looks like it's clearing up pretty well. The copper production is higher than it's ever been. In fact, I have a feeling I probably can bump this up. No, we're definitely using more than we're producing, so that should come down in time, which is good. That's good enough for me. It's perfect. Copper is looking good. It's coming through consistently, and we actually have 22,000 copper plates in the logistics system. Perfect. That's what we wanted. We wanted to hear. Question. Are these copper plates getting to where they need to be fast enough? No, they are not. 200 copper plates request. This will certainly not have larger ramifications in my factory at some point or another. Certainly not. Where are the rest of these things? I think that's most of them. Oh no, wait, there's... This will certainly not cause problems in the very near future. Actually, we're running low. We're not on peak power right now. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Look at him go. Love it. See it. Although now we probably are going to start. Okay. Speaking of, right now we are producing a grand total of 419 megawatts, but we can peak at 480. I should probably fix that. How many... Running at least 48. Do... Need what not? Let's try to do this in... Sorry, probably insensitive to say that. I do some shit and really stupid. I'm kind of focusing here, trying to make sure I got everything squared away. Should fix that. Just connect to power. It looks like it's connected. Sweet. That should fix the power problem. It's going to create a power problem at first because it's going to have to take the heat. Because like right now, for example... You know, it's actually heating up pretty fast. It shouldn't cause any problems then, theoretically. That should be good. That should be actual peak power, though, for me. 480 megawatts should be the peak. Should be good then for a while. How are robots looking here? Yeah, see, they only need a few hundred once they actually got things sorted. Get things sorted. Wonderful. Alright. I think at this point in the factory... I'm pretty comfortable with where we are, and I think this is probably a good time to start building an actual space platform. What's happening now? Oh, wait, they're working on it. Oh. Are they just eating pollution and... It's going to be annoying to see that notification all the time, though. Cool. Moving on. Space platforms. I'm pretty sure I was making these in fairly large quantities. Yeah, I do actually have them ready to go. And I actually have a whole setup ready to build. So I can actually start making the space platform now. So I think I should probably do that. Do that. Check the space platform. You doing good on science. 260. I feel like we could be... I need to actually build the thing that actually catches resources from space. Cargo landing. I haven't done that yet. I need to do it. How are we doing on the ring? We only have a few people. Although I'll need to keep a mental note that these chests will eventually fill, and I need to make sure I keep that in mind in the near future. Because that will stop my power and break my factory at some point. Cool. Okay, I need concrete. Bring me stuff, my friends. Bring me stuff. Concrete. We don't have any? Am I smelting stone anywhere? I don't actually remember. Are you set to 200? I am smelting stone. Have a lot of it. Okay, perfect. That makes this process a little bit nicer. Let's fix this part. It's so dumb. Perfect. Okay, that'll start making concrete again. So I need to make that cargo landing pad so I can actually get my stuff out of space in a fair manner. This is just not going to work out. I am excited to leave planet, though. Definitely want to get the fuck out of here at some point. resources are stockpiling fairly well. I think that's going to be a very good sign for the near future for it. Although it means we need to start researching some shit. Namely being thruster. We don't have yet. Bertha. Let's begin the creation of Bertha. Are we making solar panels? I bet the answer to that question is probably no. I feel like we've got to be. Already made them. I plan on starting to quality these in the long term, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make a whole bunch. And I actually don't mind running my factory on solar power. I mean, we have so much space that building solar panels is actually, I like to do it, to be honest. I think it's fun. Seeing a giant solar array is always satisfying. And they are building this section too. They're walling it off. Perfect. Out those aliens. Hear that though. Yeah, I can't wait to get up here and start collecting these resources. That's going to be nuts. Even what I have right now is tons of resources for what I'm going to be doing. So this is going to be... Yeah, it's all going according to plan. Although a part of me does know that eventually I should probably move over to electric furnaces. It is kind of a use of my oil that's probably... Right now I'm actually starting to run low on petroleum now. That's because I'm running low on crude oil. It's okay. I have an oil deposit there I can grab. That's actually nuts. I didn't notice that. There's not a single oil deposit up here. Wow. That's actually kind of tough. I do have one down here, so I should have at least a little bit more to build up. That's nuts. I have no more oil on the map that I can see at the moment. Huh. Cool. Not really, but... Actually, there's a smidge right there. It's still tough. I guess. Oh, wait. Oh, no, there's going to be some right here under that nest. Oh, thank God. There's at least a little bit more. I was going to get worried there because oil is going to be annoying. Although coal liquefaction will solve that problem. Because coal is of no shortage, and I have no use for coal, to be honest. I don't use it except for coal liquefaction. So let's go ahead, let's build Bertha, and let's get to loading up the space shuttle bound for Vulcan. Done. Get on it. Let me just put this cargo landing pad like... Get really mad. I can move it. That'll catch all the science that we're making right now on this platform, for example. So I can actually go up here and set it to just automatically drop off all science. And it'll just send it down what it makes. I should actually have this thing stop grabbing chunk. That's all it's putting. Cool. Alright, Bertha. Time to actually build a space platform, guys. We're gonna do this space age thing. How exciting is that? I'm a bit under the weather here. Bertha, it's time to ascend. Don't worry, I have a plan. That's a spaceship. Honestly, I should run this thing on nuclear power. Not gonna lie. Means I'd have to supply water, which is fairly easy to that's way more than 10. I want to have a solid number of. One thing that I do miss, and I'm gonna miss because I'm not on the experimental, is that they don't send items up piecemeal. They do it in bulk, which is such a pain in the ass, but it's gonna happen. I think, you know, it's 7 p.m., guys. This has been a wonderful stream. We've gotten a lot done. The iron, I mean, the resources are flowing better than they ever have. At this point, need to bring fuel in. I totally... Let's fix that. Here is a really fun way. Oh, 1 sec, the dog's losing their mind. Sorry about the noise. The dog, someone rang the doorbell, someone's trying to sell me internet. Motherfucker, I already have internet. Told him to fuck off. Anyway, yeah, so one fun thing that you will find we can do here. Because... Oh, you're fine, Ken. He's gone. Yeah, so sorry for the noise. I really should have kicked her out of my office. New. So we're gonna build a really small system that just holds fuel, brings it up, transports it, easy. Go make sure that has everything it needs. And this is basically just going to be moving items back and forth between logistics systems. Do I not have... Let's actually see if I have them. I do. Moving items between logistics systems can be kind of a pain, to be honest. That being said, this is going to be pretty useful for some value. Because we don't want, like I said, we don't want our logistics systems to connect. These need to stay separate. So having a belt that just drops off items and moves it into that logistics system is going to be how I fuel solid fuel. It's actually running out of fuel right now, which is probably why it's actually not giving a full belt, because most of these don't have gas, funny enough. Bertha. Sending up. Thousands and thousands. It's good. Very good. Or... Now this is going to grab solid fuel, drop it off, it's going to pull it into the system, and then we'll start to be able to fuel all these again, which will help the production rate here. Copper, it's right now. Is this not working? That should keep everything up and moving. Okay. So we're not getting as much as we could be. It's just because it's low. Cool. Easy enough. I'll do that. Sweet. Bertha should be birthing here soon. I now have everything I think I need to build a nuclear reactor. It's a waste of resources because right now, if you don't know, the way that rockets work, whenever they import resources, they have to get a full stack of that resource to send the rocket up. It's a disaster, to be honest. It really shouldn't be that way, and they do fix that. They're planning on fixing that in the final update that they're doing for Factorio, so hopefully that won't be a problem in the long term, but currently it is, and it is annoying to deal with. It's like right now, I only need 2. It's sending 50. You know how it is. Like, for example, I only need 4 of these, and it's going to try to send up 25. I don't need to do that. This... We will be importing water barrels. Cap. We don't have at least 200 on the ship at any given time. No, it's a lot. Bear with me. Actually, no, that should be fine. Send those up here in a bit. 200 of those is good. We're also going to need sting at least. How much do these take up? 10 per stack. That should be fine. Let's send at least 20 on this thing at any given to have at least 20. Let's try to set it to 19 for now. Or... That'll do. That way this should start heating this up. Once this is done, we're going to need to grab the power out of it. Some steam turbines. 5, 2. Consumes 60 steam per second. So makes it's 6. Can't make it symmetrical. Okay. Looks good. That's power taken care of on this ship, so that shouldn't be a problem anymore. So now what we do is we set up our defenses. Lasers. So we're going to be using lasers to take out the small stuff. I'll show you what I mean here. That's perfect. I should get that sorted. So this is going to be ammo. And you are going to think I am psychotic. You are correct. I am going to be importing my ammo. Yes. Sure am, buckaroo. I'm importing my... You can't stop me from importing my... So we're going to have this thing shoot mediums. Ignore everything. And then lasers will take care of it. Lasers. I'm probably going to make a lot of people cringe whenever I import all this uranium ammo onto this thing, dude. That's going to be awesome. I can't. Alright, I don't have any power to actually, like, start the process here. Solar panel, just for stuff. Later. Once it sends up a whole batch, it should be fine. Okay, next up. Why is it taking so long to make all these rockets? This is just like a 3 shit. This is probably just a process of I am making so many rockets and sending so much shit up, which is fine. So that's good. Okay, this is going to supply all the power. It's going to supply our water. It's going to supply pretty much everything we need here for this thing to move. I'm going to start putting a little bit of... I probably don't need walls on this thing, but it's good practice. Yeah, it's not symmetrical, but what can you do? I think it's really fun to make it off by just one block, personally. Always makes people... This guy. Yeah, this is probably the dumbest way I could do it. I know. That'll work. Honestly, I think it looks great. Personally. Right. We'll get rid of that one. Mm-hmm. It's all coming together now. Yes. Yes. That's perfect. Oh, I need making this. I know I'm making barrels somewhere, but I also know I limited it significantly because I didn't want it to go. You know, I just thought about it actually. There's actually a bigger problem than just off. Hmm. It's time to expand this ship as well. Science in this is not. It's also doing a poor job. Yeah, it's not symmetrical, but what can you? It sucks at this. Pretty sure. I think it's 6 tiles wide. Shame. Bertha's pretty well put together. Just needs a couple of more things and should be set. Not making any stone. Not making any wall. We're probably making the wall. It's end up yet. There's probably. I'm actually going to turn off Bertha's requests. I'm going to let this science platform take over for now as far as requesting what. Also going to do myself a favor here and just. This whole thing. It needs it anyway. It's running pretty sluggish at the moment. So, great. Now, fun question. I know I was making all of the stuff to make the platform. I did make silos. Sweet. More. The answer is always more. Yes, yes. The answer is always more. What are we actually doing on storage here? Doing alright. Could be worse, could be better. Alright, there we go. That should be good. I just gotta hook it up to the other pipeline. As dumb as that's gonna be. Means I need a fairly straight line here. Just for the bit. Yeah, I know this pipeline looks disgusting. Yeah, I know it's not useful. I know it's the way harder way of doing this. But I want it. I want it to look like this because I think it's funny. How silly. I love doing stupid shit for the sake of doing stupid shit. It's the best. Sometimes it's just because you wanna, you know. It needs to go out there. That should be fine. I'll fix that in a moment. But now I just need to put Roboport. 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 Just because consistency or sanity. It's really. Yeah. Sweet. And then I need to actually start making pump jacks. So no. Question is, do I have a copy and paste of my little system that's clean? Surely not. Not quite, no. Oh, I do actually right here. For odd job things that I want for myself, I always put them separate from the giant factory, just so I keep an eye on them and I know where they are. It's kind of the reason why it's a little dumb. This is how I do it. Because I just want to know that I'm making them and where they are. So that's pump jacks. That should be pretty. This whole system is done. It's done producing iron. Ever. Which actually means I do need to put everything here. Factory go. It's a disaster. We love it. It's taking so long here. Oh, wait, just everyone's putting down a moment. Speaking of which, oh, actually, all my rockets are built. Look at that. Nice. Right, this thing is too full to take anything at the. There they go. Sweet. Honestly, let's just take the power off for now. I'll let them build everything back up before that, so I can space there. Raw materials are fully officially stockpiled, which is great. Now, the question is... which science do we actually have bulk science in space science? That's surprising. Okay, I can live with that. There's 6,000 purple science in the system, which means I could start researching mining efficiencies and stuff like that once I want to. should get things moving up here a little bit better. I also want to grab more efficiency modules and just slam it, honestly. So we're not using too much power. I should get this thing sorted for a while, I think, to be honest. Alright, Bertha. Get back to work. Got shit to do, shit to import. I also need to be making regular turrets, which I currently know. Which is again why systems on the side here, so I can just do that. Sorted. Turrets on the way. Is it lacking? Am I not? I am making wool, just like supply. Are we up to heat? We are up to heat. We just need water. Okay, now I'm curious. I want to keep an eye on it and make sure it actually starts up here. Because it should, but let's see. Yeah. And there we go. Occasionally using some steam. Perfect, perfect. So let's go ahead and start making space thrusters. Perfect. Let's go ahead and start making accumulators in bulk. I actually really want a lot of accumulators. For multiple reasons, primarily, I'm gonna eventually want to start putting down solar panels on this factory. I like solar panels, I think they're fun. I'm a solar panel junkie IRL. I love solar in general. I think it's a great concept, and I think it's very, like, just the photoelectric effect in general is just a concept to me. I always loved it in college, but definitely should be seeing more science coming out of it. Oh, now, yeah. Oh, yeah. Bro. This thing has more storage, so it should be easier to deal with. I don't like that. It's too wide. I don't like that at all, actually. No, no, no. Would it be kind of cool slash funny to build like a lopsided ship, like all the engines on one side? It'd be kind of funny, but I don't think that needs to happen. The thing is, I also want a ship that's fast. Alright, this supplies blue to this one. Supplied. So that's there. blue. The blue is easily connected. It's going like that. It's easy. I'm just gonna read it. Blue gets connected like that. And like that. Orange gets connected. It's a little silly. Alright, like this. Is it dumb? Maybe a bit, but that'll work. It'll work. Vulcanus has been discovered. Space platform is effectively built. I just need to add fuel to it now. Which actually would have been more efficiently done on the other side of the ship in retrospect. Let's see if I can. Let's get rid of it. Let's trim it. Yeah. Easier to do on this side of the ship because I have more room that's taken up by the water, which is fine. Doesn't actually tell me how far it's gonna go. It's not actually physically there. Does it reach that far? If it does, that's an easy fix for that. That too. Okay, cool. Assuming that's thing. Oh, barrels. Send them back. I don't want to keep barrels on this thing at all. Send them back. Honestly, probably having 2 tanks is probably a bit excessive anyway. Wait, why are they damaged? Send up damaged turrets? Bruh. Really? It's kind of funny. Alright, whatever. I need to start building repair packs anyway. I don't have repair packs in my factory, which is probably ridiculous given the stage in which game we're in, so I'll fix that. That should be an easy one to fix. And from there, Bertha should be moving. I think got this coming up. Got you just like running rockets right now. It's fine. It's just shipping up water barrels, which is cool. We're about to stop doing that. The initial loading of the ship is definitely going to be the toughest part. After that, it should be pretty easy. I actually don't need any of this. Assuming this reaches. I think this will reach. I really hope it does, because if it doesn't, that's really awkward. It should. I don't know. Let's see. What's the range on this? It's pretty damn far. And if this checks out and is good, I'm making a second one immediately afterwards. That's because that looks... I'll slimmer down a little bit here. Trying to be lean. But I do still need some space for stuff. Keep that in mind. Because I need iron ore and carbon. Honestly, this is a great plan. Carbon excess. 500 at most. Press down. It's 250. What's the size? 500. Plus, it's 1,000. Just request a minimum pay. That'll do. Perfect. That should be enough to at least get this. That does connect. That's perfect. Train's out of gas somehow. Although this does not account for the fact that I actually need to give them their... So I need to do that first. Start closing up shop on. So we're just going to make a hybrid belt. I think that's just the easiest way to do this, right? So we output here, tell it to grab or just wonder. It actually needs to go out one more. Just so gross. I mean, could I shift this whole thing by like 2 and not fuck anything up? Oh, for fuck's sake. That's actually a fair resolvable. How silly is this? I love it. That keeps this side slimmer, which is really important actually, because if I'm gonna be flying in space, you don't want the medium aspects to hit it. Because right now, if I'm flying straight forward and I'm flying fast, and for some reason my turret doesn't kill it, it's gonna fly down and hit that, and I don't want that. So, I think good to have. Okay, I think that's actually the ship I needed. I think that's the ship I needed here. Has power. I could probably put accumulators on this thing to probably help with the power, the lasers, because they're going to spike power pretty hard. I'm just going to kind of drop accumulators everywhere I find any room to do so. I know it's gross, but I don't really care that much. I'm actually going to give this an extra bit of room here just for this. Yeah. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then we just go... Whoop. New space platform. Bertha 2. And I... Space platform. It needs to start that thing. I should have a space platform starter kit on me. Alright. We're also going to need to start filling out its inventory with the items that we need to colonize the new planet. This is going to be the expensive part. These hundreds of... It's like... I need a lot of belts. Start. Mining drills. Start. I'm gonna need implant. Wineries. I'm actually gonna reduce the number. Nah, I'm gonna keep it the same. Solar panels to start us off. Steam turbines to continue the process. Longhand inserters so we can work and do things. Air quantities. Nothing. At least some to work. Power poles. Obviously. Actually, probably won't. The next big import is going to be it's like 30. I think that's going to be expensive to ship. Actually, it's only 30. That's not that bad. So I'm actually, here's another thing. You can only import 50 logistics robots per stack, and same with the construction robots. But you can import 150 rockets, and they're very cheap to make on hand. It's very much more efficient to just request them in frames. For sure. And then we're going to, of course, want the basic materials, right? We're going to need at least some copper, at least some iron, some copper, some steel. Red circuits, green circuits, just in case. Electric engines, again, just in case. That should be most everything. Not seeing anything crazy here? I don't think so. We're gonna be doing nuclear. No, we're gonna use steam turbines with so that's fine. Probably some productivity modules, I would say. I miss chests. These actually ship at so one. How much is the stack? Is this 1,000? That should for a while. Good. I'm gonna save off on that. I'm not quite gonna paste that just yet because I need to get this ship stocked. That is going to take a lot of rockets, but once the ship is stocked, I'm ready to leave and I can actually go and do that. I think this is a perfect place to stop for now. I am fueling the ship to head to Vulcanus. We are officially doing that starting at 16 hours in, which means that we theoretically, as far as my goals are concerned, have 14 hours to touch foot on Aquilo, which should be very achievable here. I don't think that's going to be a problem at all, but that needs to be done. That is going to be the objective. For next stream, I'm going to be playing through Vulcanus. I'll probably take the time. I may not take the time to clear out this area yet of robots, of aliens. I just don't think I really care that much. I do need to go fix this train. But other than that, I think that is everything I plan on doing here today. Thank you so much for everyone who joined. This was a pretty eventful stream for me. Typically it stays pretty quiet, so I appreciate you guys who are actually talking and staying and giving input, you know, trying to be engaging. I definitely, trust me, as someone who even, like, I love Factorio, don't get me wrong, but you don't stream Factorio just because you're playing Factorio. You do it for the engagement, and you guys were very engaging today for me, especially compared to normal, so thank you so much for that. And if anything else comes up, you guys have any questions, of course, anything, let me know. You can always comment on the videos or on the VODs here, and I will answer accordingly. Again, thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you guys soon. I don't know when my next one is going to be. I'm going to try doing them in the afternoons, but I think the evening was definitely the better call here, so I'll probably be trying to do them in the evening hours. Maybe tomorrow evening, I think, is a good idea. I'll try to stream around the same time-ish. I mean, today's stream was about 2.5 hours, so we're looking at, like, what was that, 5:30 to 8? That sounds about 5:30 to 8 EST. So I'll try to probably stream around-ish the same time, maybe around like 6 or something like that. But we'll see. Thank you guys for joining. See you guys tomorrow.